Okay, everybody, welcome back to DXRADIOSHOP. So we're going to do a very short clip. I'm not going to do a lot because I don't care. I really don't care. I'm only doing this response because this response video because I want to state some facts. I am all about truth and real facts. Okay, not this hypocritic guy right here. So this is your ground control 204 is who this guy is. Everybody's familiar with his theatrical production because he spent all that time making like his video opening statement like, oh, Paramount Pictures or you know, all this bullshit with Black Ops, right? So that's what he does. Anyways, this guy clearly was never in the military. If he was, I'd be surprised. I would like to see his DT-214 form. That's what I like to see because I have a lot of family, friends, in the law enforcement along with military. And I like in one of his statements he said in his video that he says, you know, military and law enforcement departments, agencies don't hire criminals. Okay? Well, military doesn't hire. You sign up to join military. So right there's obviously a bullshit lie out of his ass. Anyways, until he produces and presents a DT-214 information form, I would like to see that because then I can trace it out for sure. I have so many people that this guy has no idea who he's dealing with. He has no idea. I got 7 years on you, buddy. You're still wearing diapers. And if you were in the military, I tell you right now, first of all, they would have taken and flipped you upside down and fixed that train wreck of yours because clearly, look at the decay. Look at this. Look at that. They would have at least gave you free dental and everything else. So this pothead, meth head right here, that's all he is. He's got criminal records. Don't let him bullshit you. He can say what he wants. It took him 1 month to do a response over a video that I did about his frequency counter because he called out about frequency in one of my videos. So he stalks my videos. That's what he does. The only reason why I'm doing a response video on this one is because several customers says, man, you got to read this stuff here. You got to watch this video. This nut job, he's got nothing else good to say, but they wanted me to do a response video because they felt it was necessary to at least point out some of the true facts. And they're right. So true fact number one, this guy is not military until he produces a DT-214 form, and it will be traceable. Okay, that's number one. Number two, he's a pathological liar. So, number three, got a whole list for you guys today. But we're going to make this quick. Okay. This, he says, does not matter. Yes, it does. Now, let's take and I have video in my YouTube channel. If you guys go to my YouTube there on, well, if you're watching this, you're already on my channel, DXRADIOSHOP. And for the ones who are new, welcome aboard. We are here to educate and help everybody else. That's what we do. We help many people open up their shops, whether it be for themselves or just a normal shop. It's what we do because we are out here to help everybody, not to harm or bash. But we will state the facts. We will take and put people straight because, you know, idiots like Michael Kline here, he has no idea what he's talking about. Anyways, let's make this perfectly simple and right straight to the point. Everybody knows we are straight to the point. Truth and fact. 28.095.000 in a perfect world, right? Which obviously does not exist, but you can get it right there if you want. Anyhow, now, he knows, and he'll say in this video, that this frequency counter is broke. He said there's 2 capacitors he found that were bad. 30 videos he's done prior to this, he mentioned that. That's what he says in this video. I don't know. I don't watch his videos. Now, this guy here, when somebody called me and said, Stu, you got to check this out, and all the emails, people were laughing at this guy because he's a joke. He said none of this makes any difference. You should not be inside of a radio. I've said this before about many people, and I'll say it again. If you don't understand what everybody read this. I need everyone to really pay attention, please. Don't let this idiot here, Michael Kline, bullshit you. Don't do that, okay? Just don't. Do yourself a favor, man. He's got a lot of followers and whatnot. Numbers don't mean nothing. It's what's upstairs in your brain that means everything. What's this say right here, guys? Alignment. Alignment, okay? Alignment instructions. Everybody understand that? Not peek and tweak. Not ground control, peek and tweak, Michael Kline way. This is all about here, alignment. Synthesizer alignment. Very, extremely important. Now, that's the reason why we have alignment procedures to put your frequencies within plus or minus 20 hertz. So, this right here would be your 900ths position for hertz. You got your tenths, then you've got your single digits, right? So if he had an extended counter, it would read 4, blah, blah, blah. This should be reading 0, 0, 0, okay? Or plus or minus 20 hertz. That's what it should be. He also makes a statement about, well, this is good for reference for my YouTubers. That is not a good reference, okay? It's like a job reference. I can't lie to give someone a reference to a job if it's not accurate. This is not accurate. Therefore, this is not a reference. This is his reference to everybody. That is not a true reference. 20% plus or minus. And when you get down here, it's 5% plus or minus on that frequency. 0 hertz plus on this frequency. So, what is this book? Sam's Photo Fact. COBRA 148 GTL. Okay? Same thing on any other radio out there. It still has to be frequency, no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, let's continue right quickly because I don't want to have a long video.
Of course, the naysayer, Stewie Patui, wants to talk about my frequency counter. Like I told you, those last digits don't matter, man.
Those last digits don't matter is what he says. Never does he get on the air with a customer's radio to make a contact. Because he will be told he's distorted or off frequency. Because all he does is peek and tweak. That's all he does. Clip limiters, peek and tweak. Number 2, never does he ever show his alignment procedure. And he says it doesn't matter. He doesn't even show service manuals. Well, I just showed you a service manual. If you go to my channel, here, okay, turn the volume, let me hit pause for a minute. You're going to see all the equipment. There's no smoke and mirrors, no bullshit, no rhyme, reason, nothing. You've got to have equipment so I can monitor here, here, here. I can see all kinds of stuff when I want to see. My one-tone kilohertz, I got to have my kilohertz tone, my 1000 hertz tone. I need to have everything here so I can see it all. Right there. 34985001. I'm within 1 hertz. Okay? 1 hertz of center frequency. I'm allowed 20 hertz plus or minus from center frequency. Okay? And when you get this all said and done, then you go in there to make your final adjustment. In the end, on 21 would read 21.272, I'm sorry, 27.215000 for 21. Okay? That's where it should be. Or 215001 within 1 hertz is which we currently are at right now. Okay? That's what it comes down to. He does not do this because he doesn't understand. He's a peek and tweak. Don't let him bullshit you. Okay? So yes, that makes a difference. Now, we're going to speed this up because he's got a lot of jumbo bumbo in here about some whatever, coax, and he's got ferrates all over the damn place. If he understood how a ferrate choke even works, number 1, which he don't, he's got it on everything because he doesn't want nothing coming back down his line. The reason why he shows reflex is because he's got extra, let me see if I can, right here. Okay, right there. What do you guys see? 1, 2. Okay, right here is going to create loss with those cheap connectors and having any additional breaks. 1, 2, 3, plus his MFJ, 4 meters in line. He doesn't need those. That's where his loss is coming from. Okay? It's exactly where his loss is coming from. And notice how he's very limited on what he works on, because he doesn't understand radios. Always Lincolns or Strykers. You might see an oddball once in a while, or maybe a bass, but it's typically just the 2 radios. And I've had a lot of his radios here in the last 3-4 years. I've had to take and repair for other people. So I find that very interesting that he says what he wants to say and does what he wants to do. Anyways, let me go back to here for a minute. Let's listen for a moment.
Lie in it, all right? And that's exactly what you'll do. Not to mention, man, I know a couple people that's been to your shop. One of them actually told me your basement smells like fucking mold and mildew, and it's...
You hear that? I got a full-size, now listen to my words, finished basement. Okay? There's no mold, no mildew. My house is clean. There's no shambles and not falling apart. This guy is trying everything he can to run his mouth because he got called out. And because of that reason, now he's trying to get his followers to understand that, oh, no, don't listen to Stu. You got to listen to me, you know, blah, 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 blah. He's actually lost a few subscribers for that. He did it to himself. I'm not out trying to take anyone's business. We have more than enough room in the world for peekers, tweakers, you know, professional shops like me, or peeker tweakers shop like his. Anybody who wants to learn into it, or whatever they want to do. You got plenty of room in the world for anybody who wants to jump into it. But this guy is a joke. Now, I want to show you something right quickly as well. Let me go back to here. Okay. That is my house, guys. It's not falling apart. Okay. I have a beautiful set of array of antennas. Okay. This is my home. Nice blue spruce tree. Beautiful home. Okay. Nothing falling apart. Nice ranch style, full-size basement from one side of the house to the other. Even under the garage. It's all the way across. So yeah, he's so full of shit. He's got more shit out of his mouth than a cow can shit in a pasture. So that's what ground control is all about. Smoke and mirrors. I'm going to get more involved with that in a moment. Let's say I don't want to go long in this video. Just hit some points, some true facts that this guy's full of shit.
Gross. And he also sent me a picture.
Oh, by the way, listen to his laugh here in a moment. And the fact that people who come here, I've got so many pictures of my home all across. I got different angles. I got over a dozen pictures of my home with all my antennas in different angles. I've got friends that take pictures. I got people from PA. They come up here on vacation. And they'll come up here and stop by and take pictures and call me up. Hey, I just took more pictures, man. I see you got like a new antenna. That's cool. Thank you. I don't care. Who cares if you got people taking pictures? Who gives a shit? But if they come inside my home, they're never going to find mildew or mold. I'll tell you that right now. And there ain't no meth lab here like this guy claims anyways. And anybody who ever comes down to my home, especially in my shop, down here in the basement, it's a full-size, finished, clean basement, I laugh because people sign. They have to print and sign the invoices before they leave, or they don't get equipment back, because that way it acknowledges and shows, yes, you were here, yes, you are happy with the outcome, and then you can do what you want with what your stuff is, but you're gonna print and sign, which means whoever this person he's made up now is interesting, because he won't give the name, which is funny, because anybody who's here always gives a name, always gives ID, always has no problem with that whatsoever. So I find that very interesting. He's making up more people. Like, that's what he does. He's done this on other shops. I know people. I have people call me. People are laughing at you. No, they're laughing at you, Michael Kline, because you talk so much shit. And then you disappear for a few days, a week or two, and you do the same thing all over again. Listen in here for a minute.
Of your house when he pulled up before he walked in. And he told me it looked like a meth house with antennas. And
that is a meth head, they call it meth head laugh right there is what this is. So, I don't know. Oh, geez, Mike, you are such a joke. You really are. I don't understand why you feel threatened by me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Because I'm better? I'm not out to be better, man, but I do things by the book. And if you can't like that and you don't accept it, then move on, man. I don't care what you do. You just keep me more busy. You and the many other shops out there that like to trash people's radios and peek and tweak, you just keep me more busy, because I've had a shitload of radios from customers of yours come up this way. Let me tell you what. I've had, what's the guy's last name there? You had somebody Anderson, was just recent actually. Had sent up here a Lincoln 2 Plus. We had Stryker 955 version 1. We had to get in there and clean up your soldering mess. Oh, we've had a shitload of radios. I can give you a whole list. I can show you a whole list in the last 3 or 4 years I've done that people had themselves come out and said that you yourself had worked on their radio and they were not happy, because then all of a sudden it's distorted. Sideband doesn't sound right. And I laugh because you don't know how to do things. Anyhow, so yeah, this guy, he's an idiot. This Michael Kline guy. Anyways, here's the other fact too. What's he say? Something over here. Is there right in here?
Even you bum-ass techs, even you splatterbox techs, or just a repair guy that only knows how to bring a radio back to stock. I'm not a repair shop. I've never been a repair shop.
He's never been a repair shop. And then he says he hasn't done it in like 6 years.
The last 6 years.
6 years, yeah. If you look at his age, okay, and you do the math, and he claims to be in higher up authority into the defense system of military, no. He is so far-fetched, it's insane. And his cheap coax with all these ferrites. If he had double shielded coax, he wouldn't need ferrite chokes. So he's got so much drama out of his mouth. I don't know. It is what it is. Like I said, let's see your DT214 form, buddy, because I like to see how you're going to come up with this one now. See how you're going to try to crop it like you do your beginning videos with all this this bullshit right here. Look at this bullshit. All this nonsense of matrix wannabe, you know. That's what he does. So let's see what he comes up with for his fake DT214, because he knows I'm going to trace it. So there's your ground control 204, guys. Gum disease, meth head, that's what drugs do to you, man. He don't take care of himself. He talks about mental health issues and people can't take care of themselves and overweight. Man, I tell you what, I still break cinder blocks with my bare hands, buddy. What do? You just sit there and play with your crank is what you do. You smoke your crank and snort your crank and whatever else you got going on. Who knows? I don't know. But anybody wants to see proof, this is one page, one website out of about 8 that I had found. Just type it in. You guys can find it for yourselves. Okay, just type in ground control 204 Michael Kline and Washington D.C. Okay, that's where he's out of. This guy right here. Let me go up to the top so you can read it. Ground control 204. Okay. So let's begin. Theatrical production. Okay. No evidence of repairs. None of his videos contain any actual report beyond a 11-meter mod, etc. Big red flag. Can't handle constructive criticism, obviously. Makes up a lot of rumors and stuff to kind of fire back with. He'll delete your comments and whatnot so his his followers don't see the negative, because he's trying to become humble, but he'll never be. Anyway, he creates hostility. The list goes on. All this talk about Reflect, I just discussed that with you guys about Reflect. He's got all these open connections, this and the other, and cheap coax. That's his Reflect. And if you guys want to read this all, go to Google, type in Ground Control 204 review, and it'll come right up under Reddit. It's the first at the top of the list. This is how much of a scammer he is, how much of a con artist he is, and all these hocus pocus stuff that he does. You want to talk about pixie dust? This guy's full of it, man. So as you read down through, you know, while we're talking here for a moment, you can clearly see all the information. And like I said, this is only one out of about 72, 73 that I've counted on several different sites, like 7 or 8 different sites. The guy's got all kinds of complaints against him. He does not have a Better Business Bureau account. He does not have a Google account for business. He does not have a web page. All he lives off of is Facebook and YouTube. That's where he goes. And YouTube is where he tries to get his monetized. When you watch his video, he gets monetized. That's where he tries to make his money from, because he's a deadbeat bum. He don't work. This is what he does. He just piece and tweaks, and that's all he does, because he doesn't understand radios. Anyways, I think you've read enough of this. Let's move on. So the ferrite beads on the speaker, he says, are to resolve feedback caused by the talkback too high or the microphone too close to the speaker. One video, he had the stock mic and showed the squeal, and then said from RF getting into the speaker. That's not true. It is not true. It's because of where he had the microphone in reference to the radio. And then it says right here, another video, where is it? Okay, so in fact, with simple feedback, that would be your normal feedback when the speaker, or the microphone's too close to the radio speaker, you're going to get feedback when you have talkback mode. Later, he showed a passive noise-canceling microphone with a lower output instead. The ferrite will do nothing to resolve feedback caused by a proximity to the speaker or the output level. So again, this guy is just, he's an idiot. This ground control is just an idiot. And it says right here, he thinks what you hear from talkback is going to sound over the air. That is not true. You can't tell people, here on talkback, it sounds so clean. That's what you're going to sound like over the air. He has said this numerous times in his videos. False information. Because he doesn't know how to align a radio. That's what it comes down to. He's talking about how picofarad is larger than microfarad. Again, goodness gracious. And he says that in several videos, as the guy says right down here. Read this. Okay? This is more than simple misspeaking. It's in several videos, as he stated several times within several videos. Anyone electronic knowledge would know not to make this mistake. Okay? This is how dumb Michael Kline is. He Google things and then he tries to make it sound like he's a tech, like he's an engineer. He's not. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He thinks that disabling or cutting a limiter on this radio, Stryker 955, will cause the mic gain to have less range. That is not true at all. Okay? So here you go, guys. You plug your microphone. This is kind of just a shit diagram right quickly. Plug your microphone into here. It goes to the mic gain, then it goes out to the mic amp. And let's make this more clear, because, you know, I know people are just confused. A lot of you guys do know this, so I'm not going to dumb anybody, or dumb down anybody, but I do want to point this all out. So here we go, right quickly, because like I said, I don't want to go on about this all day. I got things I want to do. This is during my lunch break right now. So here's what we got going on here. Okay, here we go. There's your microphone assembly. Okay, this is not the Stryker, but this applies to the same. Okay, this is a COBRA 148 GTL. This whole aspect still applies to the same on all radios. Okay, microphone assembly, read it. Okay, there's your mic plug. So from your mic element to the mic switch to the keyer to the mic plug to the mic socket. Okay, now from that mic socket, here's your audio lead right here. And where's that go to? Dynamic, which is your mic gain control. So the microphone plugs into the radio. From that point, goes over to your mic gain dynamic control. Then it goes into your mic amp circuit, and then down through, out towards the audio chip, and so forth, right down the path. Now, if you eliminate or cut a limiter of any means down through, that does not stop or change the function of the mic gain dynamic control. This will still function as factory set. It doesn't change, okay, the function of this. What changes is the limitation of these components to limit the amount of audio to pass through. So when you eliminate that, now you have forced all audio to drive the pass through, creating a splatter box, which is what he does, which is exactly what is being explained right there. Okay, everybody got this now? Facts, evidence. He doesn't show, he just flaps his little cotton picking lips in the wind. Okay, all ground control does is adjust AM modulation envelopes. There's no actual service work. a lot of waving and theater. That's it. That's all it is, guys. Okay? He apparently cleans radios, which is nice. That's about it. He'll give him a little rub down, you know, clean him up, put a little armor all, whatever he does onto him, and that's about it. So he'd be better off going to a car wash and getting a job there than he would be working on a damn radio. But yeah, so anyways, back up here with the whole, the mic gain control, okay? It does not change the range of the mic gain control. And this guy describes it right here, okay? He just doesn't get it. He just does not get it. So there's room for improvement for him if he got his head out of his backside, but it's never going to happen. So anyways, like I said, go online, do your own research. I don't want to go on about this no more. I've said my piece. I've said my response. And obviously my first message to him was well received. And I must have got right under his skin, which is good, because I wanted him to get the point across to his head, even though he didn't sink it in. But at least I know he got some of it. And so the point is this. Show us your DDT 214, your DT 214 form. I want to see that to prove who you think you are. And I know you're full of shit. And all this other garbage in here with his sloppy waveform and everything else he's got going on, and his reflected power. If you're on a dummy load, you should have very little, if anything. But because he's got all that loss in between is why he has reflected. And then he'll keep whistling until he peaks 51 watts or whatever he did on the one video. And he says, oh, we got 51. It's not solid straight 51. Put a tone in that thing. And then he claims about, well, I see a lot in your videos you're doing wrong, Stu. No. It goes right by the book, buddy. Okay? Right by the book. You follow procedure, you'll never go wrong. Because the engineers wrote this for a reason. If you follow instructions and you read, clearly he does not, you can't go wrong. The radio will perform clean, the way it's supposed to be, with proper instructions. Follow instructions. Real simple, guys. You know, it's like trying to cook dinner or bake a cake. One mistake, it doesn't work out, does it? So, there you have it. Ground Control 204 with his gum disease. And he says he's military, and no, he's not. No, he's not. No. I call bullshit on that. So anyways, he can take his frequency counter and his little test equipment, and he can shove it in his ass. I really don't give a damn. And I'm not going to do any videos to respond. This is only because I wanted to point out some facts of what he claims, because he's trying to discredit and put out false information about someone else's home and well-being and health and this, that, and the other. My health is great. I'm not overweight. I don't have anything to worry about. But you meth heads and crack users, you lose weight, and that's why you're skinny mini with your rotten teeth. So yeah, I got all my teeth, buddy. So they're all original. You, on the other hand, you're a joke. That's what you are. Now Summer's here. Oh, he also mentions about this. Listen to this, guys.
Here, let me show you.
So he's adjusting the audio gain of his 1 kilohertz tone. Audio gain control. He does not understand frequency response, which also plays effect onto that audio gain control. So when he says that when I mentioned about the frequency response will change, it does. He doesn't get that. He misunderstood. He's not listening.
It's the injection gain. It doesn't change the frequency of the 1 kilohertz tone, you dipshit.
You hear that? Who's the dipshit, Mike? You. You just made yourself look more like a total ass. Anybody can Google this. Put in 1 kilohertz tone, frequency response. You'll get your information right there, okay? That's all I need to say. So anyways, I'm not going to go into detail because I could sit here for hours and explain everything. Like every little aspect of this in full detail. And I could put it in layman's terms. It's not going to matter. Because people like him just can't comprehend any of it. So yeah, when you have a 1 kilohertz tone and audio gain control, which is right there, it changes frequency response from that tone. Dipshit. So here you go, guys. Anybody wants to have any questions or leave comments, feel free to do so. Like I said, we're not going to get into this whole video back and forth. I'm not going to do that. Just want to point out facts to put out there. He's got his frequency counter here, does not use. One with a tone generator, does not use. He has another service master up here for a spare, doesn't even use that. He doesn't need to, because he's got one right down here. But he has his scope, which will measure frequency, but he doesn't know how to use that because he has never showed. He's got his little pocket poodle spectrum analyzer that he does not fully understand how to use, because if he did, then he would leave that in line instead of just using IMDs. IMDs doesn't mean anything at all if you can't align and tune the radio correctly the rest of the way. If you do just one portion of the radio and you got that perfect, well, you still got to do the rest of the radio. So that's what they call alignment procedure, alignment instructions. If you're going to just do one little adjustment and say, oh, that's good on my spectrum analyzer, I'll put him back in the case, I don't need him, now I can just do the rest over here. No. So watch my videos, you'll learn. You watch any other technician out there who knows what they're doing, you'll learn. We have many great techs around, not just me. Many techs who will blow me out of the water, but I've been doing this for 37 years. And we got technicians that are still around 40, 50 years, man. So just understand and do your research. Also, when you see a waveform, it can look very clean. Take that waveform, put your spectrum analyzer in line with it, and I'll bet you're going to see a difference between the spectrum analyzer and your scope. What you see here might look great. What you see on the spectrum analyzer, you may have to re-clean up a little bit more, which there would change a little bit of your waveform. Maybe not much, maybe very little, maybe a lot, who knows. That's what you need to look for. Don't always go by the scope. Spectrum analyzer is designed to do much more. He does not use a spectrum analyzer for any of that nature. If he did, you'd see it part of the tuning process, which he does not do. Now, the other thing we want to do here is, let's go back here.
Change. So it's definitely not the electric microphone, okay? Now we all know these President Lincoln 2 Pluses do not come with a dynamic microphone, and the actual modulation circuit is really set up for the electric and not a dynamic microphone.
Now, I'm going to stop him right there. If he actually understood a lot more inside these radios, okay, I'd like to know what he's using for a microphone, which I believe, okay, he's using the original stock mic, okay, because half the time he'll use like a noise canceling microphone, which you never do. Always use a stock mic when aligning your radio and tuning your radio. Never use power or never use noise canceling. You use a stock mic to align and tune the radio. Now if you want to put a power mic onto a noise canceling, okay, fine. But you always tune and align it with a stock mic. And these radios, these Lincoln 2 Plus, are not bad radios. They really are not bad radios. He just can't get the concept of getting this down, because you got to match up your highs, your lows, and you got to also put your limits into place. He doesn't put his limits into place. There's many adjustments inside that radio.
No. Quick text on the tech bench, you know, a president just trying to get these things pumped out. I'm not sure, but no harm, no foul. We're going to get your waveform cleaned up, Mr. Sullivan. All right, and let's try this. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5.
See that? Now listen to him.
All right, we got 55 there, 51 there. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. 50 there.
Watch his reflected too.
Audio check 1 2 3 4.
See how it's varying?
Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. 53 watts there.
Okay, again. Whoops, my camera set here, sorry. Right there. Loss, loss, too much in line with the MFJ, loss. That's why you have reflected power. But he likes to do his little smoke and mirrors and bullshit lines. So, okay, guys, anyone who wants to leave comments, feel free to do so. I just want to, like I said, do one response video, point out some facts, and put some truth to where it belongs. Everything out of Michael Kline's mouth is not a truth at all. I've done research on him. Kind of curious with his background in military. I have a lot of people. I can't even tell you how many people. Like, there's that many plus that are involved with military in my family, and huge military background in our family, along with the law enforcement too. So I've got people looking right now to find out if he's legitimate, and they're all asking the same thing. He needs to produce a DT214. He could produce a legitimate one and not some crap download bullshit, then we'll get a better idea. Because as of right now, he does not exist anywhere in the military, with everybody who's been searching on him to find out if he's legitimate. And people don't take kindly to posers and liars. When you have men and women who have put their lives on the line, they've put their lives out here for us to have freedom, not for assholes like you to come along here and play posing. Okay, so if you were legit, which does not add up with your age, because where it would have to place you would be in your 20s, and there's no way in hell would you ever be anywhere on a defensive system in your 20s. You'd have to be close to 30 years old minimum, extremely intelligent, and well prepped to be in that kind of position. So, yeah, nice try, Kline boy. Oh, my goodness gracious. You can't get much more bullshit than this with this guy right here. So, everyone take care, and like I said, everyone have a great weekend. My lunch break's over, and time for me to get back to work and make some more production out of a real workbench with real radios and real customers that we talk to on the real airwaves to get nice reports in turn. So I appreciate all that, and I look forward to having more people. I'm sure I'll have a lot more people with Ascendant radios here they've had done by this guy here. I've had a bunch in the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm sure I'll see many more. He's just one out of many that I see. We've got probably close to 32 or 34 shops now across the country that are just peekers and tweakers. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I really wish I'd take the time to do it right, because they can do better for themselves. And we could use more technicians out here. I mean, hell, I'm 3.5 months behind. 3.5 months freaking behind. I was over 4 for a while. And we're finally banging out a lot more and getting a lot more parts in finally, and locating all the oddball stuff. And here's the other thing, too. When you guys have a wannabe like this, here's the difference from a real tech. Look at this, guys. KENWOOD 940. You got your CBs. You got your General Lee. You got your watt meters. You know, you got frequency alignment, which we discussed this about his stupid stuff. Antique K Pro keyboard we fished for, gentlemen. A lot of 10 meter, 11 meter stuff here as well. But as you go down through my videos, you're going to find a lot more when it comes down to the amateur equipment, because we do a lot of amateur equipment as well. So this guy here does not apparently see that. So let's check our channel here. So let's just say KENWOOD, right? Look at that. 940, 130, 820, 430, 820. These are all the ones that I've gone through, fixed, and had up for sale as well. So, yeah, if this guy claims to be a tech, he should be diving into a lot more, and he'd have a lot more understanding. I have all kinds of stuff coming across my bench. You know why that is? Because I'm a real technician and I know what to do, and I follow directions and read instructions on all radios. That's how you do it. Okay? Do it by the book. You can't go wrong. You deviate, that's your bed you lie in it. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going back to the bench. Got to get my stuff done. Take care.